This is Emcee, and I just saw King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. So I didn't get to see King Arthur opening weekend, but it's okay because no one else did. Unlike everyone else, I didn't just see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 again. My little brother got married. Congratulations, Rob and Leah. Thanks for delaying my viewing of this movie. This is supposed to be the first of a 6-picture franchise. Yeah, no, it's not happening. If the critical and financial reception is any indication, this one's dying on the vine. When I first saw the trailer for this flick, I thought of the BBC radio show Cabin Pressure and their King Arthur movie description.
She's the one who tells Arthur to bring her Excalibur.
Bring her Excalibur? Surely she gives him Excalibur.
How could she give him Excalibur? Excalibur's a person.
Right. Keen Arthurian scholars, were they, these filmmakers?
Well, I say person. Obviously, it famously turns out he's a vampire.
Except now that I've seen this movie, I think a vampire Excalibur would have been closer to Arthurian myth. This is slightly Arthurian. Arthurian adjacent. Arthur-esque. But it's not the story of King Arthur. Now, I know that myths are mutable, and there have been a lot of versions of King Arthur. But when right out of the gate you throw in a major change, anyone who knows the story is going to be kind of pissed off. Mordred is a ridiculously important character in the Arthurian legend. And to throw him away in the prologue as an enemy of Uther Pendragon, are you fucking kidding me? There are only a couple of names that will really mean anything to Arthurian fans. Percival, William, Bedivere, and Tristan all show up. And, well, that's kind of it. Merlin gets name-checked, but never seen. I suppose we see Nimue briefly. The mage is supposed to be someone important, but they never actually specify which Arthurian lady she is. Oh, and I can't forget Kung Fu George! Fucking what? Okay, setting aside the fact that Arthurian legend is set in the late 5th century, and the first Chinese person did not arrive in England till about 1,000 years later, not to mention the term Kung Fu was coined in the 19th century. Fucking Kung Fu George! Seriously? This is an actual name of a character. Was Chow Mein Charlie too offensive? And not only is there a super stereotypical character named Kung Fu George, but he does jack fucking squat for the entire movie. I can't remember him doing anything other than being a vague teacher for Arthur in the growing up montage, probably to justify Arthur doing some sick-ass martial arts in the sequels that are never going to happen. Honestly, the characters in this don't matter. You don't get a decent idea of any of them, save for Arthur, who's just sort of the bland, reluctant hero who gets over his daddy issues to save the day. No one leaves any impression. Nothing leaves any impression. Quick tip for Hollywood types. Giving your editor copious amounts of Red Bull and cocaine is not a substitute for a decent script. I wasn't able to retain anything that was going on. There were so many flashbacks and intercuts and quick jumps. Movies have to have some semblance of flow. Edward Scissorhands would have made less frantic cuts on this flick. Even if it were competently edited, it wouldn't be good. There is nothing here to be good. It is so painfully bereft of storyline. Here's what I was able to glean. Jude Law is Uther's jealous and evil younger brother, because kings have no other kind of younger brother. He makes a deal with Ursula the Sea Witch to sacrifice his wife in order to become Skeletor in order to kill Uther, who kills himself before Jude Law gets the chance and turns himself into the Sword and the Stone. Arthur turns into Moses and floats down, I guess, the Thames, gets raised by prostitutes. He becomes a pimp, pulls the sword from the stone, gets rescued by rebels, flirts with Merlin's apprentice, and tries to deal with his daddy issues. Once he does, he's able to use the sword, so it turns him into Quicksilver. He can face Jude Law, who turns into Skeletor again by sacrificing his daughter to Ursula. Then Arthur becomes king. In between, there are some choppily edited fight scenes, and a big fucking snake, and someone named Kung Fu George. Seriously. That's it. There's really nothing here. In terms of acting, Charlie Hunnam is blandly inoffensive. He's not winning any awards for this performance, but there's not really a ton for him to do. And Jude Law gives a Jude Law in evil mode performance. It's fine, but there's really not anything to work with. He's not Alan Rickman in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Aidan Gillen is a less slimy version of Littlefinger. The only person I would say that is bad is Astrid Bergès-frisbey, but I'm trying to figure out if she's a bad actress or if she's one with poor English skills who was directed to be mysterious, and that was it. I'm also really mad about the treatment of the female characters. Like, the Arthurian myth has a lot of rape in it. Like, a ridiculous amount of rape. And this movie cuts all of that out. So, yay? But then, despite throwing all of that problematic shit out, they throw in women being brutalized and women being killed for man pain and women being sacrificed for power. There's only one major female character, and after seeing the whole movie, I still don't know if she was supposed to be Guinevere or Morgan fucking Le Fay. It's just death by 1,000 cuts. And that's kind of literal in terms of the editing. This is just a badly done movie in every way possible. It fails as an adaptation, it fails as a movie, it's just not good. It's times like this I really wish I hadn't decided to be a movie reviewer. Really, save yourselves about $15 and rent Excalibur from iTunes instead of watching this garbage. So that's this week's review. I'll be doing more as more movies come out. Like, comment, and subscribe to see more MCCs and Fandom Equals Square MC. Next time I hope to have a much better movie to review for you guys. See you then.